स्थापकाय च धर्मस्य सर्वधर्मस्वरूपिणे अवतारवरिष्ठाय रामकृष्णाय ते नमः. மண்ணுலகும் விண்ணுலகும் அளந்து நின்ற மாதவனே, கண்ணார கண்டு கொள்ள காயந்தான் எடுத்தானே, புண்ணியங்கள் வளர்ப்பதற்கு புவியதனில் வந்தானே, எண்ணமிலா அருளுருவன் ராமகிருஷ்ணன் அடிபோற்றி. Today is the Gregorian year 2009, the English New Year, Anglican New Year 2009. That means this is 123rd Kalpataru day. The first Kalpataru day was in 1886 and today is 2009. So 123 years have gone. But the power of that day is increasing every day. At that time, on the first Kalpataru day, there were only 32 people. Today perhaps here we are 3,200 people here. The whole day there will be more than 4,500 people. And in Kasipur garden house, where Sri Ramakrishna enacted this divine sport, from morning 4 o'clock they have started coming to the shrine, and there will be 2.5 to 3 kilometers queue, which will be continuously from today morning 4 o'clock up to 9 o'clock. There is no closing of the shrine there, and all will go, and they will not be allowed to stay before Sri Ramakrishna's cot more than 2 seconds. Jarigandi, 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 they will say go. So all have to go and come down. So lakhs of people are visiting there. Already that show is going on there. The Leela of Sri Ramakrishna is on. We are only a part of it. So here also, right from the morning, people have been coming. For Mangalarti we used to have some 10 people in the morning. Today there were 60 people there. So our brahmachari was in a quandary. If 10 people are there, he will take the Mangalarti and show it to everybody. But 60 people, the arati may not be burning till then. But then he took his own decision, went to all, but the arati was received by everybody. So the power of the Kalpataru day is increasing day by day. We in India knew this 1st January as the Roman New Year day during the time of Sri Ramakrishna. At that time, we accepted the Roman calendar, January, December months, and Monday to Sunday weeks. Sundays were considered weekly holidays. Even now it's continuing. But it was considered for merrymaking. All people on Sunday, it was meant to go to church. Very few people would go to church. All would be seen in the sea beaches or in the botanical garden or perhaps in the TV halls or cinema halls. This was how. And New Year was a day of revelry. Even yesterday night we could hear all crackers and shouting and something worse also. This is considered as a revelry day, this New Year day. Why I am telling this one is, what a contrast Sri Ramakrishna has brought to a day which was considered as a very frivolous day, which has no spiritual importance at all. He gave the greatest spiritual importance to this day and made it a day where people would assemble in places of sacred memory, places of temples, places of pilgrimage, and would dedicate themselves for serious thinking. So Sri Ramakrishna came to change the whole situation. His enactment of the self-revelation, this Kalpataru day, on 1st January 1886 at Kasipur Garden House, Calcutta, it marks this great change in our whole history, in our own outlook on this New Year's Day. So it is from 4 a.m. to 9 p.m. today, everywhere in our centers we observe this one, and we have also gathered here for the same purpose, to remember the great spiritual event of Sri Ramakrishna's becoming, as it were, himself the wish-fulfilling tree, the wish-fulfilling tree that is available in heaven. Sri Ramakrishna has sang about this wish-fulfilling tree, Kalpataru day. Kalpataru, in his songs also, he compares God to Kalpataru. Kali, Mother Kali to Kalpataru. So he invites everybody, come all of you, let us go to Kalpataru. There we shall pick up the fruits from that Kalpataru, which are Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. All the fruits are available under the tree. Let us go to the tree. So I always tell, that is all right, you can go to Kalpataru, but first of all that Kalpataru must allow you to go near. So you must have that qualification to go near the Kalpataru. When you go, you get Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. So Sri Ramakrishna has told us about Kalpataru, and he himself became Kalpataru on that day. Now let us come to the topic of our discussion, the Kalpataru day and its significance. The sincere followers of Sri Ramakrishna, both young and old, formed into a band of spiritual seekers who used to come to Sri Ramakrishna during his last days to Kasipur days. Earlier he was living in Dakshineshwar. All people in Calcutta could not go. So during his last days, almost 6-7 months, he lived in Calcutta itself. So all his devotees would come to him, especially on Sundays and holidays. This day, this Kalpataru day in 1886 was a Friday. So, but it was a New Year day, it was a holiday, equal to Sunday. So, who would come on Sundays, they all came on that day also. Ramakrishna, when he was in another, I have that power, so I will reveal myself. So he had told at that time, and he gave the example which Abhiramananda told you, like a vegetable seller who sells it at a particular rate in the morning. In the afternoon he sells it at a lower rate. When it comes to the evening, at much lower rate. And when it comes to night, he throws away everything. Anybody who wants to take it, whether you take it or not, I am not going to carry it back. He threw it before everybody. It was as if throwing the heavens before everybody, throwing the highest Brahmajnana and Moksha to everybody, deserving or undeserving. That was the incident of Kalpataru. 1st January 1886 was that particular day which Sri Ramakrishna had promised. I will reveal myself as the avatara. What avatara can do, I will reveal on that day. Sri Ramakrishna had come to sell the highest spiritual knowledge, that is the God realization, to the suffering souls. He had sold it to many at a small price after making them undergo some spiritual practices in the beginning. Now he was ready to throw away the same at no price. People with or without any spiritual practices also would be realizing God, would be seeing their Ishta, would be realizing the spiritual light which they were seeking through his mere wish, through his mere blessing. This is possible to God and God alone. That was why Sri Ramakrishna said, I am going to reveal myself on that day. So this giving moksha to or spiritual illumination to anybody and everybody by a wish, it is possible only for the avatara, not even for the next Ishvara Kotis. They cannot also give like this. By a wish, he can simply absolve all the samskaras of people and give them the highest illumination. Sri Krishna declared in the Bhagavad Gita, Devi Shesha Gunamayi Mama Maya Duratyaya Mamevaye Prapadyante Maya Metam Tarantite. Krishna said, only to whom I bestow grace can they overcome this Maya and realize me. None other. So it was Sri Ramakrishna. Krishna himself come in that form. He had that power. Therefore, he demonstrates that he is that God himself by liberating the bound soul even the sinners, by a mere wish and blessing. So, Sri Ramakrishna was ailing with cancer and was confined to bed for quite some time, and he could not come down. On that day, he felt better. So he said, let me all, so it was also 1886, January 1st, Friday. It was almost 3 p.m. It was a holiday for the Calcuttans, being the New Year day. Many had come to Kasipur to meet Sri Ramakrishna. Sri Ramakrishna also felt that he should come down from the first floor where he was staying. He asked Ramlal to help him to come down. So, if you have gone to Kasipur garden, you see the steps. The steps must be at least 12 to 14 inches high. It is very difficult for we people to climb up or climb down. How mother climbed up and down so many times. And Sri Ramakrishna in his illness, so he has come down on that day. Ramlal helped him put on his dress, a white red bordered dhoti, a flannel shirt, a green flannel cap with flaps covering his ears. He put on his socks and red slippers. See, we can see the whole picture of Sri Ramakrishna, well dressed, complete from head to foot, and with an enchanting smile on his lips, and a divine light shooting out, as it were, from his body. He slowly got down the steep wooden steps. Steps were very difficult to negotiate. Steep wooden steps, he must have taken half a minute for every step. Dub, 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 like that he must have come down. So he comes down to the ground floor, helped by Ramlal. Then he saw, when you come down, there are 2 rooms which he has to cross before coming out to the building. So first room, so he comes and sees that Narendra, etc. were there. After there, he saw Narendra and others resting after their night spiritual practices in one of the rooms. He left them like that. Then in another room he found some devotees discussing about his divine nature, about Sri Ramakrishna's divine nature. He looked at them, he was very pleased. They are discussing about me, very good topic. These people must be good, their samskara is good. Otherwise sitting and gossiping they would have done. But they are talking about me. He smiled at them and came out from the western door, that is the door leading to the road, and onto the western door, onto the road covered with red dust. Even now it's a tarred road leading towards the main gate. Then Latu, Swami Abhedananda later on, came a little distance with him, but seeing that so many devotees also in the meanwhile got up and started walking with him, Latu went back. That means no direct disciple was with him. Then Sri Ramakrishna walked. Holy Mother and other helpers were also inside the building, doing their own course. Sri Ramakrishna, accompanied by a few devotees, slowly walked towards the main gate. We have already said it was about 3 p.m. Today we are going to open the shrine before 3 p.m. so that we can also imagine this scene in our own shrine happening. So 3 p.m. was the time when all this happened. About halfway to the gate, there was a mango tree under which several devotees were sitting and resting. Among them, Sri Ramakrishna noticed Girish Chandra Ghosh and Ramchandra Datta, Atul, Akshay Kumar Sen, Vaikuntanath Sanyal, perhaps Master Mahashay, Upen Mazumdar, Upen Mukherjee, a poor young devotee. He was one of the poorest of the devotees, and others, totaling about 30 to 32 people. They were discussing Sri Ramakrishna's teaching. As soon as they saw their master, they started saluting him, touching his feet, because they did not expect Sri Ramakrishna to come down. It was all decided that he would not come down. They will sit below, they will also not go up and trouble him, because he was suffering very seriously with that cancer. But unexpectedly he had come. So they were all startled and delighted also. They started saluting him, touching his feet. They all ran to him and started touching his feet and saluting him. But when Girish came, Sri Ramakrishna said, Girish, what have you seen in me that you are proclaiming that I am an incarnation of God and such things? Girish, the father of Bengali drama, the daring rebel against all hypocrisy and sham, he was unmoved by Sri Ramakrishna's question. What have you seen in me that you are proclaiming me that I am an avatar? When Sri Ramakrishna asked, anybody would have become nervous. He was not unnerved. So he was absolutely unmoved by such a question. Girish Chandra Ghosh knelt before Sri Ramakrishna and with raised head and folded hands and with surcharged feelings said, what can I, a poor wretch, sir, say about him whom even rishis like Vyasa and Valmiki could not do justice in describing? Girish had referred to Ramayana and Mahabharata. When he said Rama and Krishna, he had referred to Ramayana, where Rama has been described, and Krishna has been described in Mahabharata. So he had referred to both these, thereby to Rama and Krishna. This touched the very core of Sri Ramakrishna's person, who often would declare, he who was Rama, he who was Krishna is Ramakrishna here. That was the very core of the personality of Sri Ramakrishna. The Krishna who preached bhakti and love, and Rama who preached jnana and karma. All this, both these people combined together has come in the form of Sri Ramakrishna. So when Girish Chandra said about Rama and Krishna, Sri Ramakrishna's whole personality was stirred. He immediately went into samadhi. Sri Ramakrishna's face shone with a divine light. So did his whole body shine with light. It was all covered, but only his face was uncovered and neck was a little uncovered and two hands were uncovered. Through this the light was so much, the whole body started shining. On seeing this transformation, the devotees started saluting him again and again. Sri Ramakrishna, now coming down a little from samadhi, blessed them all, saying, what more shall I say? May the spiritual consciousness of you all be awakened. Arki bolbo, what shall I say? Tomadari Chaitanya hope. May you all be spiritually enlightened, awakened. As each got up after touching his feet, Sri Ramakrishna blessed him, touching his chest and saying, Chaitanya ho, be you awakened spiritually. This touch made each one realize high spiritual truths they were struggling to attain. One devotee called Bhupati went into Bhava Samadhi there itself. Another one, Vaikuntanath Sanyal, as already our Abhiramananda has explained to you, he saw Sri Ramakrishna everywhere, inside and outside himself. He saw Sri Ramakrishna on the trees, inside the house, in everybody, on the sky, wherever he looks only Sri Ramakrishna. So he goes on. Many others, like Ramlal also, saw their Ishta living and moving and so on. All began singing Sri Ramakrishna's praises and offering flowers at his feet. Girish searched out a cook who was cooking inside the kitchen, one Ganguly. He called him, hey, come here, all of us are having the fortune of getting the blessings of Sri Ramakrishna. You also come. That Ganguly also got the blessing, Chaitanya, you become awakened. Certainly he was also awakened on that day. Upendra Mukherjee, this poor boy, poor young man, who was very poor to ask for spirituality, he prayed for wealth, which was granted immediately by Sri Ramakrishna. And later he became a wealthy and a charitable figure. And Akshay Kumar Sen Akshay Kumar Sen, who later on wrote the life of Sri Ramakrishna in poem, Ramakrishna Puti. So he was embraced by Sri Ramakrishna. Thus this divine sport came to an end after half an hour or so. Sri Ramakrishna returned to his room. In half an hour, he created a big convulsion there. 32 people got their spiritual illumination, and a poorest fellow, he got for all his life unaccountable or illimitable wealth, and a cook the most ignorant person, bereft of all sadhanas, he also got spiritual illumination. Thus we see the spiritual power. Sri Ramakrishna blessed, may your spiritual consciousness be awakened. What does that mean? Man is in his real nature, pure consciousness, which is eternal, infinite joy and infinite knowledge and power. That means man becomes immortal, free and fearless, infinitely joyful and powerful when once he realizes his real nature. We want to be happy. How much happy? Infinitely happy we want to become. That is possible when we realize our own nature. Similarly, we want to learn things. How much do we want to learn? Infinite knowledge is our quest. We should realize ourselves, then we become infinitely knowledgeful. And we want to live long. How long can we live in this body? When we know that we are the soul, we become immortal. We know that we have no death at all. That is what Sri Ramakrishna blessed. Chaitanya ho, be you all be awakened spiritually means, be you all be endowed with that knowledge that you are the spirit, that you are the Atman, that you are immortal soul, that you are full of infinite joy, you are full of infinite knowledge and power. There is no power that is beyond you. There is no joy which is outside you. There is no life beyond you. Everything is inside you in infinite measure. This self-realization is the goal for which all other efforts at learning, our efforts at money making or power, we must make all these things lead to this goal. This knowledge of Atman is like number one, after which when zeros are placed, they get their values. If we have the knowledge that we are the Atman, then if we get money, we know how to utilize that money. When we get name and fame, we know how to be collected and calm, even amidst name and fame. If this one is not there, these zeros become useless and dangerous also sometimes. After which when zeros are placed, they get their values. So take away the one and all zeros are worthless zeros only. All the wealth, all the money, all the name and all our fame becomes useless. Sometimes dangerous also when we do not have the knowledge of our own spiritual side of our personality. So that's why Sri Ramakrishna blessed. We are going to have our money, have our name and fame, but may we all enjoy them in the right way. It's called Abhyudaya. We can be happy here also when we know we are spiritual beings. We are accountable to God. Therefore, let us live a good life. Let us be moral. Let us be helpful. Let us be merciful. Let us be charitable. All this automatically comes when once we know that we are the children of God, we are the souls. That is why Sri Ramakrishna blessed us. Have the knowledge that you are the Atman. That is why Sri Ramakrishna blessed us all. Be you awakened spiritually. Sri Ramakrishna's blessing was in response to Girish's praise that Ramakrishna could not be realized even by the rishis. Sri Ramakrishna said, whom the rishis also could not be realized, I am here to reveal myself to you. So you realize that God Himself comes every time to this earth, and this time He has come in the Sri Ramakrishna way, Sri Ramakrishna's form, and we have the teachings of Sri Ramakrishna. If you follow His path, so we will be getting the highest that we can get in the human life, the joy in this world and the joy of the infinite Atman. So Swami to all. All means not only for those that were there at that time, at that point of time, but for all that would come in future also. We are also come here. After 123 years we are here. We are also included in Sharadanandaji's statement that Sri Ramakrishna has bestowed fearlessness on all. So he has bestowed fearlessness on us also. and all that would come in future also, to those that were at other places also than Calcutta, other places than Kashipur also. So it was 1st January, a world-renowned holiday to millions of human beings all over the globe. It may also mean that Sri Ramakrishna's message of hope and blessing was for not only people that are in India, for the people all over the globe, for all men and women everywhere in the world. That is why in a universal holiday of the globe, whole globe, he revealed himself. And it is continuing today. Our American centers will be celebrating the Kalpataru Day. Our England will be celebrating, European centers will be celebrating, Australia will be celebrating, and the Southeast Asian, Singapore, Kuala Lumpur, all of them will be celebrating. Of course, whole of Bangladesh, Muslim country, they will also be celebrating. We are of course celebrating here. So it is a global message that Sri Ramakrishna has given. So Sri Ramakrishna wanted to show he was God himself. Girish Ghosh in later years had become a great saintly character. Swami Vivekananda and others would make him sit by their side. And he used to say, this sinner of the worst order, I have become the saint of the first order, he used to say, fit enough to sit by the side of Sri Ram. This was the touch of Sri Ramakrishna that transformed the worst sinners into saints, and that is the very characteristic of real incarnation. Real incarnation may bestow wealth also, sometimes may ward off immediate death also, may cure somebody of their leprosy or some other serious disease. That is very minor. The real thing that he can give you moksha itself. He can give you his own place where we can go and eternally live with infinite joy and infinite knowledge and infinite life. To everybody he can give by touch. This is what really an incarnation is capable of, and Sri Ramakrishna has shown that he is capable and he has done it. He himself wrote, Girish Chandra Ghosh wrote, if you want to know that Sri Ramakrishna was God himself, see at me, not at Swami Vivekananda. Swami Vivekananda himself, he was the great. See at me, I was the worst sinner, and what I was and what I am now. So our conclusion is, it is man's character, individual and collective, that is at the root of all progress and development of individuals as well as society. It is our development of our character that is very important for us. This character comes with the awakening of a spiritual consciousness. As we see in saints and seers and all other great men, the spiritual consciousness manifests itself as sacrifice, as service, as all good qualities that we see in men, that love and compassion and a spirit to love everyone, to take everyone who is in suffering and give them a helping hand. All these things come out of that feeling that we are one, we are not separate. All the people in the world, we are brothers and sisters, we belong to God's family. So if somebody is suffering, we must feel, oh, my brother is suffering, my sister is suffering. So we must rush. We do rush when once we realize that we are one in God, we are all spiritual people, we are a spiritual family, this whole universe. So hence all problems that humanity faces today in social, economic, political and moral fields can be solved with the spiritual awakening of men everywhere. So when we have any trouble here, we go and ask help from America or from Europe. Why should they help you? They should feel compassionate to you. Oh, this is our brother country. So when we are in trouble, they should come and help us. So they must come. That will happen only when they have got that spiritual awakening there. Spiritual awakening only makes us feel one with others than our own body and mind. So this is what Sri Ramakrishna said. Awakening of men everywhere he wanted. So he has given his blessings for us. This is the message of the Kalpataru of Sri Ramakrishna for everyone, everywhere. This awakening of this spiritual nature of man, that we are not the body confined to this biological body and mind, but we are something bigger than the country, bigger than our globe, bigger than the manifest universe. We are that infinite God Himself. God is part and parcel of us, and we are part and parcel of God. This spiritual awakening is what we require to grow higher and higher. That's why Swami Vivekananda in one of his famous statements said, "Awaken the sleeping soul." It is all sleeping in us. We are souls, we are infinite souls, part of infinite God, but we are all sleeping. Awaken this sleeping soul, power will come, glory will come, goodness will come, all that is excellent will come when this sleeping soul is roused to conscious activity. And Sri Ramakrishna did rouse this soul, sleeping soul, into conscious activity immediately by touch. But we were not lucky enough to get that immediate touch of Sri Ramakrishna. But we have his teachings, we have his life, and we have his parampara. He has given his teachings, living, throbbing teachings in the Sangha. From Swami Vivekananda downwards, there is a line of gurus that are coming. They are there to impart the power of Sri Ramakrishna to us, and by treading the path of Sri Ramakrishna's teaching, we can certainly go nearer and nearer the highest goal for which we have assumed this human form. Coming nearer, we have our problems of poverty, unemployment, corruption, indiscipline, violence, drug, drink, and loose morals, incurable diseases, men without any high aims in life, etc. Can Sri Ramakrishna's blessing solve this? When we have so many men and women, so many men and much natural wealth, our poverty is only due to lack of good education and training, due to lack of good administration and lack of leaders, due to lack of the spirit of selflessness and service, and the utter selflessness, selfishness, greediness for money and power. This is hindering all our progress in all the fields. So, and due to the lack of our feeling that we are one with others, we belong to the whole family of God. This selfishness, greed can go when we realize that we are the Atman, which is eternal, infinite bliss. This is the character building. This is self-perfection. The way to this self-perfection is Sri Ramakrishna's golden touch, that you are all divine. You come to me, that will get awakened. We are sleeping, only we have to awaken. We don't have to create our souls, it is there already. We have only forgotten. We have somebody, in olden times we used to have big umbrellas with the handles which cannot be folded. Now folded umbrellas are there. Small one you hold in the hand and go. At that time, if you have to put your umbrella anywhere near you, so they would hang it behind. So on the coat or they would be hanging there. They will be searching for their umbrella. It is there hanging behind their own back. Then suddenly somebody says, it is there. Oh, I got my umbrella. You did not get it, it was already there. Only you did not know, you forgot. Our soul is there, we are infinite souls. We are capable of all grace, all love, all philanthropy, all charity, all goodness. We can be good and we can make everybody good. Only we are not aware of our own greatness. Sri Ramakrishna comes and assures us, one touch of me will awaken in you that spirit of the sleeping soul, and all of you can be great, and you can be a blessing to yourself, and you can be a blessing to the whole world. So come to me, I will take all your burdens, I will remove all your karmas that are there, hanging you down, and you will be able to move forward. My path is there, clear, simple, straight, and he has left hundreds of his disciples in this world, all over the world. We don't have to go to now Gaya, Kashi, Nasik or Hardwar. You come only to Chennai, Mailapur Math, then you will get the teachings of Sri Ramakrishna. It is at your door. Sri Ramakrishna's greatest grace is has brought the spirituality to our door. We don't want to get out of our doors. This is our curse. Let us get out of our doors and go to the door of Mailapur Ashrama. Similarly, Sri Ramakrishna's message is going to every village, every house, and it is our great good fortune that he is with us, and on this day that we could remember him, and whoever remembers him, he will no more be the old man again. He will be a new person even without knowing himself. One of our great writers in Karnataka, he used to say, if this Ramakrishna gets into your mind, you can throw away anything else from you, but you cannot throw out this Ramakrishna. It is like in Tamil with udu poi pidikirudhu vendralve adapole, so it just holds you, you cannot escape from it. So Sri Ramakrishna grace is so much, his unconditional grace has made him reveal himself on this Kalpataru day, which will come to us every year. Every year we shall remember him. Every year we shall also remember him. How our path is very easy. Our path to spirituality, our path to live a happy life in this world has been made very easy by Sri Ramakrishna. Only we have to know Sri Ramakrishna's way. So for that we have his Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, the great master, Sri Ramakrishna the great master, and of course the lives of the direct disciples. If we read them, we know how we have to live and enjoy this world. At the same time, get all the spiritual benefits of the infinite joy, the fruits of the spiritual life, the infinite joy, by following the simple method, simple disciplines of Sri Ramakrishna. May Sri Ramakrishna give us that joy of following him and realizing the highest in our life and lead others also in our life. So may he be gracious to all of you, not only today, not only throughout this year, all your life and all time to come. Niranjanam nityamanantarupam bhaktanukampadhrita vigraham vai Ishavataram paramesha midyam Ram Ramakrishnam Shirasa Namah.